Style after 50 is not about quantity, it's about depth. And nothing adds depth to a man's look more subtly and powerfully than texture. The soft grain of suede, the matte richness of wool, the crispness of linen, or the gentle sheen of cashmere. These aren't just fabrics. They're signals of refinement. They whisper that a man understands quiet confidence, that he's learned how to stand out without shouting. When you reach this age, your wardrobe should tell a story of comfort meeting sophistication, where every fabric feels intentional. A textured jacket against a smooth shirt, wool trousers balanced by a soft cashmere scarf, or the ruggedness of a suede field coat paired with refined loafers. Each contrast creates harmony, and that harmony is what makes a man look expensive, even in the simplest outfit. Because true elegance isn't about dressing up, it's about awareness. When you choose texture deliberately, your clothes stop being just clothes. They become character. They move with light, they age beautifully, and they reflect who you've become. In this video, we'll explore how mastering texture transforms your entire presence, from casual weekend outfits to elegant evening looks, so you can look sophisticated effortlessly without ever chasing trends again. Secret 1. The power of contrast. Pairing textures for depth and character. Elegance is rarely about what you wear. It's about how your clothes interact with one another. And one of the most overlooked elements in men's style after 50 is texture contrast. The art of mixing materials so that each one quietly enhances the other. When every piece in your outfit feels the same smooth cotton shirt, flat wool trousers, shiny leather shoes, your look becomes predictable, almost lifeless. But when you introduce contrast, the soft nap of suede against the crispness of cotton, the rugged grain of wool layered under the smoothness of a blazer, suddenly, your outfit begins to breathe. Texture contrast creates depth, and depth is what separates a man who simply dresses from one who truly understands style. It's the difference between a photograph that feels flat and one that feels alive. A navy cashmere sweater paired with a tweed jacket, flannel trousers balanced by polished loafers, or even a linen shirt under a lightweight suede jacket. Each combination brings subtle richness, movement, and character. After 50, style isn't about chasing novelty. It's about building harmony through balance. You no longer need loud colors or trendy prints. Your sophistication now comes from the way your clothes feel. When people look at you, they may not consciously notice the different fabrics, but they'll sense something, that calm, authority that says, "This man knows himself." The secret is restraint. 2 or 3 textures are enough. Soft against structured, matte against sheen, smooth against coarse. The goal is not to compete. It's to complement. A suede jacket can calm down the sharpness of denim. A crisp Oxford shirt can lift the warmth of a wool blazer. A pair of cashmere gloves can soften the austerity of a dark overcoat. When done right, this balance tells a story, one of depth, awareness, and quiet power. Because at the stage in life, your wardrobe is more than just clothing. It's a language, and texture, when paired thoughtfully, speaks with the most refined accent of all. Secret 2. The warmth of natural fibers. Why wool, cashmere, and linen define real elegance. When you cross 50, comfort becomes a quiet luxury, but real elegance begins when comfort meets intention. That's where natural fibers come in. Wool, cashmere, and linen, three materials that have shaped generations of refined menswear, carry a beauty that synthetic fabrics can't imitate. They age with you, breathe with you, and move with your rhythm. Think about wool. It's not just warm, it's intelligent. It regulates temperature, resists wrinkles, and carries a soft, matte finish that absorbs light rather than reflecting it. That's why a wool blazer always feels grounded, it's confident, without being loud. Cashmere, on the other hand, is emotion woven into fiber. It's impossibly soft, weightless, and drapes like liquid. A cashmere sweater isn't worn to impress others, it's worn because it feels like a whisper of luxury against the skin. A small act of paces adveres, self-respect. And linen, the underappreciated hero of summer, breathes like no other. Its natural creases tell stories of movement and ease. When paired with loafers and a relaxed jacket, linen becomes the definition of effortless grace. These fibers share one trait: authenticity. They're imperfect, and that's precisely what makes them human. Each thread has a texture, a touch, a response to light. Unlike synthetic fabrics that look the same forever, natural fibers evolve. They soften, they crease, they adapt, just like a man who's learned to live fully. After 50, dressing well is less about perfection and more about honesty. Wool brings structure, cashmere brings softness, and linen brings breathability together. They form the trinity of real sophistication. When you wear them, you're not announcing status, you're expressing awareness. Because true style has nothing to prove. It doesn't chase the new, it celebrates the timeless. And when your clothes are made of natural fibers, they do something extraordinary. They let people see not just what you wear, but who you are. Secret 3. The suede effect. Soft power and understated luxury. In a world full of sharp suits and polished shoes, suede stands apart. It doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't gleam under bright light. Instead, it absorbs it quietly, reflecting confidence, warmth, and ease. For men over 50, suede is not just a fabric. It's a statement. It says, "I've lived enough to no longer chase." The beauty of suede lies in its duality. It's soft, yet strong, refined, yet approachable. It bridges the gap between casual comfort and quiet luxury. A suede jacket, for example, transforms the way a man carries himself. The matte surface softens his frame, the texture adds visual depth, and the muted tone creates a calm sophistication that even the most expensive leather can't achieve. While smooth leather demands attention, suede invites admiration. It feels intimate, not about dominance, but about presence, and it's not limited to jackets. A pair of suede loafers, a sand-colored overshirt, or even a chocolate brown belt. These small choices redefine a man's style vocabulary. They replace trying to impress with living with intention. What makes suede timeless is how it ages gracefully. Every crease, every subtle shift in shade, tells a story. It mirrors a man's own evolution, not pristine, but full of experience and character. That's why, in old money style, suede has always been revered. It looks expensive without trying, elegant without effort. When paired with denim, it adds warmth. With wool trousers, it adds texture. With linen, it adds structure. Suede complements everything, and yet, it never tries to compete. After 50, Power doesn't come from perfection or polish. It comes from restraint, from knowing when to be soft. And suede embodies that lesson beautifully. It teaches that real strength is quiet, tactile, and deeply human. So when you reach for that suede jacket or those chestnut loafers, remember, you're not just wearing a fabric. You're wearing a philosophy. That refinement doesn't need noise, only presence. Secret 4. The art of seasonal texture. Dressing with purpose year-round. The well-dressed man over 50 doesn't follow fashion calendars. He follows the rhythm of the seasons. Because style, like nature, has a pulse. It breathes differently in spring than it does in autumn. And when your wardrobe reflects that rhythm, you no longer look dressed. You look in tune. Each season brings its own language of texture. In spring, linen and light cotton capture the optimism of fresh air, soft, breathable, with wrinkles that feel alive. They tell the world you're unhurried, comfortable in simplicity. In summer, open weaves and lightweight knits keep things airy and calm, where structure relaxes and refinement feels effortless. Then comes autumn, where wool and suede return, grounding your look with warmth and depth. The tones grow richer, the textures heavier, yet the elegance remains calm. Finally, winter, the season of quiet strength. Heavy wool, brushed flannel, cashmere come forward, creating visual weight and emotional comfort. This is the art of seasonal texture. Understanding that what you wear isn't just about temperature, it's about energy. A linen shirt in January feels misplaced. A thick flannel in June feels stifling. But when you match fabric to environment, you project something deeper: awareness, respect, presence. It's the same reason why certain men look effortlessly composed year-round. Their clothes don't fight the world around them, they move with it. When a man walks into a cafe in autumn wearing a camel overcoat, wool scarf, and suede loafers, it doesn't feel like fashion. It feels right. After 50, this kind of alignment matters more than ever. Because dressing seasonally isn't just practical, it's philosophical. It shows you notice the details, that you understand life isn't static. You've learned to adapt, not to impress. When the seasons change, your fabrics should too, not because trends say so, but because you evolve with time. That's what real style is: being present enough to dress for the world you're in, while still staying true to who you are. Secret 5. Texture in motion. How fabric movement elevates your presence. Great style doesn't stand still. It moves. And when you've lived over 50 years, your elegance should move with you, softly, naturally, confidently. That's where texture in motion comes in. The art of letting fabrics express your presence before you even speak. When you walk, sit, or turn, your clothes tell a story. The drape of a wool overcoat as it sways slightly behind you, the way linen breathes as you move through the sunlight, or how a suede jacket flexes gently when you reach for your coffee. These are small, silent gestures that define a man's aura. In youth, fashion is about what catches the eye. In maturity, it's about what captures attention without trying. Texture in motion does exactly that. It gives your style life. Fabrics like wool, linen, and cashmere don't just rest on your body, they flow with you. Their weight, softness, and movement create a visual rhythm that feels calm yet powerful. Watch a man in a crisp synthetic suit, his clothes cling, resist, and betray the stiffness of effort. Then see another man in a softly structured blazer, light trousers, and an unbuttoned shirt made from natural fiber. He moves, and you sense something different. He doesn't force presence, he embodies it. This is why craftsmanship matters. Tailoring isn't about making garments tight, it's about allowing motion. When fabric drapes just right, when a sleeve falls cleanly, or a coat catches the air, it turns an outfit into an experience. You're no longer wearing clothes, you're inhabiting grace. After 50, movement becomes meaning. The way your clothes flow mirrors the way you move through life, steady, self-assured, unhurried. That subtle swish of fabric, that soft shift in light, is the sound of quiet confidence. Because real style doesn't announce itself. It arrives in motion, in texture, in presence. And when your clothes move with ease, they remind the world and yourself that elegance isn't something you wear, it's something you live. Style after 50 isn't about reinvention, it's about refinement. And mastering texture is one of the quietest, most powerful ways to express that refinement. Every fabric you choose, wool, cashmere, linen, suede, carries more than texture. It carries your story. It reflects patience, understanding, and a sense of ease that only time can teach. When you begin to see clothing not as armor but as an extension of your character, something changes. You stop dressing to impress and start dressing to belong to yourself, to your world, to your season. The perfect texture combination doesn't just make you look better, it makes you feel more grounded. Because elegance isn't about perfection, it's about harmony. It's the calm between strength and softness, confidence and humility, fabric and form. So, the next time you open your wardrobe, don't ask, what looks good? Ask, what feels true? Because that's the real secret. When you wear textures that echo your life, calm, seasoned, quietly confident, you're not chasing youth anymore. You're embodying timelessness. Your best style years aren't behind you. They're right here, waiting for you to live them, one texture at a time.